Are we back, chat? Is this it? I feel kind of nervous. I haven't strum in a few days. It's been a few days. If you want me to look at anything as usual, just let me know in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. We'll take a look at anything we can here in the next 60 minutes that we have together. And a lot of people asking me about Boyle off the rip, so we will definitely take a look at Boyle because here right now it just doesn't feel like crypto's the market to be trading. And some days you have good good days, some days you don't on the portfolio. Boyle having a string of particularly bad days. I think so. My mistake here was thinking, oh, this is a breakout. Mm, it's a lesson in not being too greedy. It's a lesson in listening to the pattern and taking it. It's a lesson in the edge to edge stuff, right? Like it was all there. The whole thing was here's the pattern, here's the measured move, here's the cloud. Me personally, I'm still sitting in this trade. I added on this day because I was like, oh, I didn't add a lot. I don't think I'd have to go back and check, but um, yeah, still sitting in it. You do not want to be me right now. You don't want to be this guy because you're now outside of the cloud. The other part of this is leverage. And because everything is AI, AI is affecting this too, right? If AI is turning sour for whatever reason, capex, data centers, etc., then energy needs are going to be diminished into the future, and that may be part of this. It could be a weather thing. It's not going to be as cold as people thought. Blah blah blah. Who knows? But my mistake was thinking I knew better on a leveraged product and adding up here. To fix that, you close the leverage, buy some of the spot, right? That's the easy fix. It's like, okay, take your profit, take what you got, rotate into the non-leverage. The second thing you do is wait for the next day, wait for the next candle. Like this reversal on the day and then the gap down, it's just brutal. And then it's continued to gap down. So not my best trade so far. It started off really, really good, especially because I don't think too many people were talking about it. And then it collapsed. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm holding it lower lows. I think you got to cut. I think you got to cut or reduce it. 25, 24 and a half. Definitely not ideal, right? But the first part of this equation is not putting yourself into this position. The second part of it is, okay, you're here now. Now what do you do, right? So maybe nothing for some people, just listening to me cry about Boyle, but I still like it a little bit. Let me turn off something. Hold on. I'll be right back. Chat, we're gonna suffer in the cold together so that we have crispy audio. You know what I mean? So yeah, Boyle. I don't think it's an entry here. I don't think it definitely doesn't look as good as it did. But sizing this appropriately, you're probably fine. Trading this appropriately as you should have, and I didn't, you're probably fine. The other thing, this was what is this, like a hanging man, not a hanging man, gravestone, shooting star, candle. I don't know. I just wasn't paying close enough attention, to be honest. So all sorts of bad on that front. Rivian, however, I will take that win continually. Still holding, still adding. I have no issues with this chart whatsoever. I don't think you can close something out that has taken 35 years to consolidate. So to me, this is just starting. Like, I don't have a target. I don't know. Like, you can measure this. You can say, all right, here's the high, here's the low, 30 to 40. That's a target. That's a 2x. Maybe take half off a double. But I'm willing to eat the volatility. I'm willing to be patient. I'm willing to see what this does in 2026. Could be totally wrong, but it's just a risk reward thing. They had some AI news yesterday, right? Like it doesn't matter what it is. It never matters. If the chart is ready, this is just my opinion, obviously, but if the chart is ready to go, if the technicals are ready to go, it'll find a way. It'll find a way to make this good news. It'll find a way to do its thing. So, I'm not surprised because we've been talking about this since the beginning of the year. I've been holding this since the beginning of the year. It's been a mess, but finally starting to pay off, and it helps that crypto's a mess and there's something else to do, right? You're not like forcing, at least for me, I'm not forcing money into trading Pepe or something, right? Figs is another one. It's like, look, you just be patient. I don't know. It's doing what it should be doing. And your winners have to pay for your losers. And if your losers are many in amount and high in size, you certainly have to be more patient with your winners. So Figs for me, I think this is up 100% now since the entry. At least. I think it looks fine. I got nothing to say, right? I just got nothing to say. What's up, Tickle? I got nothing to say. So it looks good. I don't know. You can turn on fractals on the weekly. You got nothing on the daily. You really don't have anything until 9. So maybe you put a little alert at 9. But I don't have anything to say. Is it overbought? Sure. Like you could take some off here. Probably should. Sell half on a double or something. Sell something on a double. I think it's fine. I don't know. It's fine. I don't care about earnings. I don't care about anything. The chart looks good. It took 4 years to consolidate. Looks okay. Zoom is another one. This thing, easily one of the best charts that I've seen in a long time. Easily. It's just chilling. Chilling for over a year at a zone after multi-year downtrend. So there's going to be a day, this is like me wish casting, but there's going to be a day where there's some news item, doesn't matter what it is, anything, just a catalyst, a nucleation event that's going to spark some sort of bullish crystallization, and that's it, right? That's all it takes. So it's just being there, waiting for that. This is a new multi-year high up here. If it closes the week at this level or higher, it's a breakout on the pattern. And I'm using a bunch of words that I would not use for anything in crypto right now because crypto looks quite horrific and it is just not a fun market to be trading. So that's why in times like these, you're either not trading or you're trading something else. Trading crypto right now is probably not a great idea because of how the markets are reacting. Like this morning, I called out the potential low time frame inverted head and shoulders on BTC, and that didn't pan out. Right, right. This we just barred lower in one candle. Okay, in the defense of TA again, it wasn't a breakout. It wasn't like you got a fake out and then reversal. But look at this market. I mean, everybody knows. Everybody's aware. It's just Bart City. Bart City. And maybe the bigger problem is you potentially have a case for a bear flag here. So if that breaks down, I'm trying to find a chart I can draw on. This one maybe? Sure. If this is a bear flag, just like a generic run-of-the-mill bear flag, not great. The downside risk, let's just measure. Usually you measure the pole. So that's the pole. Do I want this to go to 60? Do I think it's going to go to 60? Man, I don't think so. But do I want to sit in a heavy long position size-wise if that is the case? No. It's like Doppel and I were kind of going at it on Twitter, for those of you who know Doppel, about Coinbase. And it's the same feeling. It's like, look, if you think for a moment this could be a head and shoulders, which he did not, which is fine, but he does recognize downside risk. If you think this is a head and shoulders, then wait to see what happens. If you think this is a bear flag, just wait to see what happens. Like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And coin just looks like Total 2. Total 2, which is the alt market, right? This just looks like a giant, not great pattern. It doesn't have to play out. It's just, what do you want to do in the face of this? Like, this could be a Mack truck coming at you as you're crossing the street. So maybe give it a beat, right? Maybe as OBS. OBS just crashed. You love to see it. You love to see it. I think we're back. We'll see. Anyway, so there's all sorts of stuff going on here. None of this stuff makes sense. None of this stuff talks to each other. None of this stuff is congruent. There's all sorts of crosswinds. We got QT ending, QE-ish beginning. We got rates probably coming down in 26. Just everything's a mess, man. I don't know. Let me catch up with chat as OBS fixed itself. MSTR. Yeah, let's talk about MSTR. You know, at some point, you'd think this would get a pity bounce. I don't think it's a setup here, to be clear. Where is it? I don't think there's a setup here. I don't think there's anything to do today, personally. This doesn't look like anything in particular. But if this can hold a level for 2 weeks, I think at that point there'll be something to do. You can already see this TKC clamp here. And that's the trade that I want to make sure I'm in if it presents itself. So this would be the level. That Kijun's going to come down a little bit. Maybe you get an edge to edge, maybe you don't, whatever. So from here to 260-ish, let's say 190 to 260. That's a 30% trade-ish. That's a great trade. But you really have to be careful because you're going to eat some down moves here, some down chop in this just garbage market too early, right? So it's a tenuous situation because you don't want to go in too deep. You don't want to miss it. I personally don't think there's enough evidence here to go in big. But you could say the same thing about like MSTX because that's all people care about is leverage. It's the same trade, same setup. It's just a size question, you know. Do you want to sit in MSTR longer at perhaps higher size and be more patient, or do you want to try to like snipe some sort of trade here because this is, what is this? This is 150%. Oh, that would be wild, right? I don't know. But again, the risk reward is there because you could just say, all right, yes, I'm going to eat volatility drag. Yes, this is probably a terrible idea. But if we can get above 620, help me out here. Long position. Where's the down thing? Stop level. 2? Yeah, so this is how I'd say, okay, that's the trade, that's the risk reward. And you can also just look at the 50%. So the high back there to the low, roughly the level. So the setup is there-ish. It's kind of just being patient and sizing it appropriately at the right time because it's going to be tough. You know, if you're wrong, I think you cut at new lows. That's fairly obvious. It's to me more about getting the timing on the entry correct, getting the sizing that you want. Maybe you go 25% into this and 75% into MSTR, and you know you save some ammo for adding. But we're at that time of the market where I don't hate trying on something that's down like this. I mean, this is hideous, right? This isn't a statement on BTC or MSTR or Sailor or anything at all. It's purely technical. It's purely, this is down a lot. It might bounce. No promises. Exited Rivian. Yeah, hey, nobody went broke taking profits. Private Crab reporting for stream. CVNA. You know, the sad thing about this is when I see people posting these charts, I know that I talked about this in 23 and 24 because I still have the stuff on the stupid chart, right? It's another reason to sort of save save some of your winner to just let it go. Just let it be free. At some point I traded this. I think it was here because of the like double inverted head and shoulders. So what is there to do here? I mean, it's up like 1,000,000,000%. I don't know. I got nothing. You didn't trade it back here. You didn't trade it at 125. Man, I don't know. And this is the problem. It's like the Zoom case is the perfect case for this because I guarantee you, if this takes off, all of a sudden you're going to get tons of people talking about it, like Rivian, right? Like, oh man, if I only would have traded Rivian at 15 or whatever. I'm not saying that these are going to take off, but that's just the mentality. So now everybody's focused on Carvana because it's at all-time highs and it's up 10,000%. It's like, okay, the best time to plant a tree was probably a year ago. The next best time is to look for something else that looks tradable right now than chasing. That's my opinion. What was the other one? There's another one. Oh, I was going to talk about Hood too. Like Hood was the same. Like, yeah, it's done really, really well. But to me, the best opportunity, and I think anybody would agree with this, is like you want to focus on stuff that has the potential. If I can find the stupid channel. You want to focus on stuff that isn't up 10,000% in 2 years. Not to say it can't keep going. It's just, you know, the best time to trade this was when it was in the gutter, aka Rivian, aka Figs, aka Zoom. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but so Carvana here, not for me personally. What's up, Hammer Doc, Lord Viper? This was the channel I tuned in most in 2025 according to YouTube. Yeah, I saw a bunch of people posting the they're like what is it, the not flipped, they're like YouTube wrapped, right? Pretty interesting. I'm just glad people like the content. UNH, sure. Little inverted head and shoulders thing. I mean, compared to crypto, it's like this is a walk in the park, right? Like, yeah, it's ranging, it's noisy, but at least there's a setup here and there's some actionability. If you can get a close above 345, sure, why not? Why not? Not a trade for me, but I can see it. I can see the vision. NVO, Novo Nordisk. Yeah, this is like the MSTR case, right? You've even got a continuous bear div or bull div on this. I don't hate it. You just have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, if this makes a lower low, I got a decision to make, you know? And I don't think that decision is necessarily to buy, but I don't hate it. NFA, I don't hate it. Nervous? I don't believe you. Moderna? I guess broadly is healthcare. Is healthcare where it's at? That's an interesting little chart too, isn't it? You know, nothing's ever going to be perfect. That's why if it catches my eye, I'm like, okay, I need to probably do something here, buy something here. Interesting on the weekly. Interesting on the daily. I don't hate it. I don't know what it is necessarily. Megaphone, W, I don't know. Kind of all over the place. Not bearish. Not bearish. I see why you like it. Zcash, BTC, ETH, XMR, XRP, gold, silver. Yeah, let's do gold and silver while we're here. Let's do dollar real quick. So dollar went down a lot because of how dovish Powell was. If the market expects rates to come lower, you should see dollar coming lower on a relative basis. You should see, you might see long end rates go up, which is what we saw. But the other problem here for crypto is there's a massive divergence. If the dollar is down, what is this? Dollar is down 2% and crypto is down and not moving. Not a good sign. We should not be moving in the same direction as the DXY. I don't care what people tell me. We should be moving like gold and silver, which is up, right? There's clearly an inverse correlation here. And again, this is a problem for Bitcoin. If gold is taking all the air out of the room again, this is not bearish. This is almost ready to go back to all-time highs. So if I'm going to blindly throw money at anything, it's going to be something that's reconsolidating, ready to go higher. I think silver, you're probably a little late. Yeah, so if you measure a cup and handle, low time frame, we're in the ballpark. So I don't love silver up here just because the move has already happened. But nothing's to say it just can't keep, so what, right? Just keep going. Look at gold. It's consolidated like 6 times and just kept going. So those are clearly working and crypto is clearly not working. You can't go wrong. Maybe you're wrong for like a couple weeks on silver or something, but it's still done way better than anything in crypto. Velo, I think that's, yeah. Go to crypto. Not a good chart, right? I mean, this is the opposite of silver and gold. This is the opposite of anything anybody should be trading, in my opinion, right? It's like, assuming this is the chart you want me to pull up. What are we talking about here? At least back here, you had a pattern. What is this down here? Like, losing most alts after 1010 just have not recovered. So until that's the case, I don't know what there is to trade on alts. I have no idea. I still like ETH-BTC. I still like Sol if it can hold the lows. This looks horrific. Link. Someone's asking about also. I got nothing. I got nothing. Maybe this is some sort of gross inverted head and shoulders here. The chop is just brutal. It's absolutely brutal. And the problem is if Bitcoin does break down, if it does, alts aren't going to be spared. So like then what, right? If this is a bear flag, watch out, alts. Watch out. Yikes. ETH to me had set up the best. The problem is here, it's just tough because we keep trying to do something and then we bark down over and over again. Best case, safest case is always price above the cloud. You're ways away from that. So I don't have any like great ideas here anywhere on crypto. It's just, it all just looks bad. Sol, low time frame, tried to do something and failed. You've got Samani selling up to 800 million Sol to shore up the MNAV on Ford. It's at 0.7 right now. If you have no idea what I'm talking about there, it's just a DAT that's going to be selling Sol. Not helpful. Not helpful. So maybe it have a market impact, maybe it doesn't. But again, the Mack truck, you're crossing the street, the Mack truck's right there. You want to wait? I'm going to wait. I'm just going to sit on the sidewalk, watch the Mack truck go by. Because I know what happens if I walk in front of the Mack truck. Not good things, not good noises. Zcash. Sure. A little W on low time frames. It is trying to reconsolidate and push higher. So if I'm going to trade crypto, it's going to be something that at least has strength, not like hope that some of this other stuff just it's depressing, right? I mean, 1010 really broke the market in a big way. Nothing has really recovered. Really nothing. Flashbacks to Sweet Green on Boyle. I think that's what the reference was. Yeah, Sweet Green, man. That's a lesson in taking your stop losses too. I think that, where was that trade? It was back here, yeah. In July, August. Stop losses are your friend, folks. Stop Stop losses are your friend. Lower lows are not bullish, I can tell you that. Everyone is saying 4-year cycle is over, crypto will be mega bullish. I totally disagree. 4 year is real. I don't think we know. And that's the issue. Nobody knows, and that's why no one's like in aggregate on the net is doing anything. They're like, okay, Bitcoin's up a lot over 3 years. Maybe the 4-year cycle's dead, maybe it isn't, but I'm gonna wait. Right. Again, like what are most people doing here? I don't think they're buying hand over fist. Look at the flows on ETFs. Not seeing a giant inflow on ETFs. Sadly, BCH does look good. Sadly. It just does. You know, if you're trading purely on technicals, again, it's a setup. But that's all I got for you. It's a setup. It's a setup. I wouldn't trade it. It's in my like do not trade pile along with Zcash. I would rather just trade something else. But that's just me. Carvana, we talked about. I got nothing for you. ONDS, RR, DocN. I assume those are legacy. You broken men are too much to deal with right now. Every time market spread into this channel is clutching their pearls to the lower. No idea how anyone here makes money. Twitter stream is down. Yeah, I think because OBS crashed, something disconnected. Sorry. Our best hope is dominance crashing. I don't know about our best hope, but all right, let's take a look at these others. Because I got no opinion, no comment on crypto, to be honest. Just a classic reconsolidation. I mean, this is what you want to see with Zcash. Pull up and go again. Reddit's another one. Similar vibes. Maybe this plays out, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but the setup is there. Huge cup and handle. Bullish TK recross price above cloud. Don't hate it. Roku. Same deal, high time frames. None of this stuff is like super sexy or will give you the 10 million% return. But it's something to do. It's something to do. RR. Rich Tech Robotics. I like it better in the end of the month, probably. I don't know about here. Kind of just waiting. How's bots doing? Bots, it's holding up okay. It's holding up okay. It's a robotics ETF. Again, you know, is it exciting? I don't know if it's super exciting, but it's a thing. It's a thing. What was this other one? I lost it. DocN. This might be like a Zoom. No. Kinda. I mean, again, is it pretty? It's not pretty. It kind of reminds me of SoFi. It's something to do, right? Is it perfect? Not really. I don't know if there's any like hot setups right now, personally. SoFi. Kind of had the Coinbase vibe down here and had the pattern and then took forever to break out, but I got there. Velo is your Carvana dream. Well, you're going to be dreaming a little longer, my friend. SP600 ETF. Probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. In order to have an ETF, you need sufficient liquidity. You need a market cap that's real. I mean, it's the bar is pretty high at this point to get an ETF for a coin, honestly. Like a successful one. SBio? Is this yeah. Yeah, the issue is it's just late, you know. That's why you kind of have to be like Matt on Discord, you know, you kind of have to be a sector expert and constantly be watching this stuff Any random person, unless you have a screener running, probably not going to catch most of this at the appropriate time. Now everybody's watching Mag 7, so everyone is sort of attuned to that sort of thing. You know, nobody's really going to miss a trade on Nvidia if you're watching Nvidia. You should be. Everybody should be. It's the biggest company in the world or whatever. Nvidia looks like garbage here, head and shoulders all day. Not along. Apple holding up the market. Microsoft, not great. Meta, huge chop. Netflix, awful. Amazon, sideways chop. Google holding up the market. So it's Google and Apple and everything else. Tesla is not a today play, but there's something there. Long term. So I don't hate patience with Tesla, but I don't see anything there now. Nothing Uber. Here's one, Tesla versus Rivian. Let's do the other way, Rivian versus Tesla. Call me crazy, but I think that it favors a little Rivian outperformance here. Maybe. We'll see. Nice little inverted head and shoulders. Velo 3D. Oh, not crypto. My bad. Okay, Velo 3D. Okay. Yeah, there's clearly like a need for 3D printing, robotics, AI, blah blah blah. I can see the vision here. I can see the vision. If you want to take a little lottery ticket on Velo, I can see it. Daily, what is this? Yeah, Daily likes it. It's the first time ever it's been above the cloud on the daily. We'll just say ever. I mean, not terrible. Not terrible. Yeah, Rivian we looked at a couple times. I don't know anybody who loves Rivian more than I do. I don't even own a Rivian, but I will at some point. I don't know. I don't even know why or who. Probably somebody in the chat told me about this like in 24, And again, to me, that's where you get the best trades. When you know a chart and you're just watching it play out. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is what I want to see. This is where I want to add. This is potentially where I want to reduce. Those are always the best trades for me because I can feel super comfortable sizing that up. Whereas like pick a random ticker that we talked about today, not as comfortable, like SBio or whatever, So you definitely have to be there, I think, really connected to the read on the chart. ETH divided by silver. Don't know if I've ever seen that. Let's take a look. ETH divided by silver. Yikes. But this is also part of the problem. Gold is stealing market share from BTC. Silver is stealing market share from alts. AI junk is stealing market share from alts. And MSTR. It just feels like there's not enough money in the room to move all of this stuff higher. Let's take a look at the AI stuff. What do we got? I have it somewhere. There we go. Quantum. Another one I was looking at yesterday was Stellantis. Kind of forgot about this. Car-ish company. Chrysler, I guess. I don't think there's anything here necessarily, but again, it's like if you're watching this stuff play out over a year and a half, and you have your system, you have your setups that you're looking for, you're just patient. That's where I think you feel most comfortable, at least for me. Again, like sizing up, taking the trade, doing something. The quantum basket, how we doing? Junk across the board. Rigetti flat, Qubit flat, IONQ flat, QBTS. I got nothing. All this stuff could bounce, but I don't see a trade setup here for me. Yep, I checked BCH. Man, there's a murderer's row. Loon, C, something, BCH, GST, BAT. Zeke and BCH doing great against BTC. I'm not going to disagree because that's factually true, but it's just I can't take those trades. They're just not for me. I'd rather trade something else. Kron on the monthly. Wow. Yeah. Got to be patient, but I see the vision. Definitely, as should anybody looking at that chart. Upwork similar to Rivian. We looked at it at some point. You know, I get all my best ideas from chat, so I don't take credit for anything. Yeah, it's an active breakout. Looks good. Upwork take profit, probably 28 to 38, somewhere in there. Also, by the way, if you didn't know this, you can create alerts on rectangles now, which is super helpful for me. If you right click the rectangle and hit add alert, boom, pretty cool. What I consider Rivian leverage. So there is, what is it? VNL? Yeah. RVNL, as I lead people to slaughter on talking about leveraged ETFs. It's one that exists. I don't know. I don't know if now's a good time for that, just because. Is this an active breakout? Do you think it's headed in one direction? I mean, I'm not going to argue against it. It's consolidated for literally 2 years in this triangle. That's after consolidating for 2 years prior, 3 years prior. I don't hate the idea. I just think you have to babysit it pretty hard. So it's up to you. I'm super comfy. I've been comfy for a past year, just sitting in this and waiting. I couldn't do that with leveraged Rivian. Grabs in a bucket. What's up? Go jogging. First time above the daily. Called out on Discord 4 times. He's gonna be the Velo king, dude. That's him. He's gonna be the one. He's gonna be the one. As it sells off. NVO we looked at, I think. UNH we looked at. NVO. Yeah. I was saying there's a bull div on this. I don't hate it. It's a setup. It's clearly in a downtrend. It's kind of like an MSTR camp type of trade for me. There's a clear invalidation level on any lower low, and you just let it do its thing. ON. I guess. I mean, it looks better than crypto, so sure. I mean, it doesn't look bad, right? P911? Is that a thing? Okay. Here we go. There's a setup for you. Porsche. Yeah. Is this the chart of the stream, chat? Is this the chart of the stream outside of Zoom? I think Nonsense gets the gold star for the day, finding this little gem. I like it because it's a multi-month consolidation after a multi-year downtrend. The cloud is starting to warm to it. It's already there on the daily. It's kind of in the same vein as Zoom in that it's like trying to break out. I don't hate it. I do not hate it. Is this available in the US to buy? I don't know. I'll have to check. I assume it is. Interesting little chart I'll write down here. Thanks for that one. I like it. I like it. CNC. CNC. Yeah. I guess I should write down Velo too for Hammer. He and I can be Velo brothers. Centene. I don't think there's anything to complain about here. It looks fine. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. UNH, we talked about. Lulu. Lulu was up a lot, right? On UNH, I think it's fine. See, Lulu is kind of like the Boyle chart, where it's like, I really want this to continue now, but you should probably just let it chill. That's what the cloud is saying. It's always the ones you don't take, you know? So this is probably the one that isn't like Boyle and it just gaps up 3 times in a row. I don't know. But in the market broadly, I do think there's a little bit of this going on, a lot of consolidation for months, you know, after this huge move lower. Porsche is a good example of that. Yeah, someone was asking about XRP. Just like everything else, crypto, I really don't have an opinion. It just, I mean, what do you do with this, right? It's at the bottom of a multi-year range. Downside risk is probably pretty considerable. You want this to mean revert. Everybody would to like 280. So what's the trade? I don't know. Maybe you just take the long and stop loss new lows, call it a day. But that's tough. That's tough. XMR, I'd put it in like the Tesla camp. Like there is a huge pattern here. Huge. It could take 3 to 6 months to play out, but it's there. This is the opposite of the Mack truck coming at you. This is like Mack truck just went by, and now it's probably pretty safe to cross the street. Looks like a huge cup and handle. Ascending triangle. Nothing about this is bearish on TA. Looks very good. What's up, sis? See, Hammer's all about it. He's all about the P911. Path assist. ETH versus Russell. Yeah, I bring that up a lot because ETH has followed the Russell for years, and it is not following right now. So, is it going to? Is the question. And I mean, like, literally years. 2018, you know, like, this isn't anything new. Post-COVID, these two have been pretty tightly connected. And the Russell is a mooning, ladies and gentlemen. So, ETH, get with the program. It's just tough because, yes, the correlation is there. It has been there. It has always snapped back for years. Is now the time when it doesn't snap back? Can you take a trade on this? If you take a trade on this, what's your sizing? I don't know. It's tough because I'm right there with you. This should play out as you'd expect. Snapping back to IWM. It just isn't. I don't hate the logic. It's just like, man, look at this chart. I don't hate a stop loss at 2,700 or something. But as long as BTC looks angry, I can't imagine anything else does too much better. ETH BTC also has given back quite a bit. Where are we at? I don't hate it still. It's just not what you want to see after the breakout, you know? Not what you want to see. So it's tough. Do you want to trade this crap or do you want to trade other legacy stuff? I'd rather just trade something else. Personally. Yeah, XMR looks good. Silver. Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue with XMR is nobody can buy it. It's on Kraken. That's it. SoFi, we looked at XOM. That's what? Energy something? No, Exxon, yeah. Yeah, it's, I hope it's not a problem. This could also be AI stuff. Gas has been quiet all year. So if energy companies start lifting off, it's probably because gas is not quiet anymore. Oil looks about as good as every single altcoin chart, aka awful. This is not a bullish chart, which is good for us on the inflation side. So I don't know how Exxon and all these other companies are making their money right now, but XLE also is a thing. It's a setup. Got to be patient. But, you know, I'd rather throw money at something with a setup. KuCoin is 50%. Well, first of all, I wouldn't trust volume on any exchange. Second of all, good to know that KuCoin has XMR. Good to hear. But at least in the US, I think the only exchange is Kraken, right? What do you think is primarily responsible for discriminating macro tailwinds in crypto? Probably China. If I had to pick somebody, I don't think China likes crypto taking off because that means stablecoins take off, and that is a threat to their dominance. So I think China's not too happy with crypto right now, and they're showing it. Lunar, I like Roku better. This reminds me of which one was it? EH maybe? No. All these, man, just ugh. Yuck. I don't know, the only EV thing that looks good to me, long-term Tesla, short-term to medium-term Rivian. All the others look yucky. Yucky. FDS. FactSet. Oh, is this like I know FactSet. I see the vision. You got something working here. I'll set a little alert for myself. Maybe you get a shoulder, maybe you don't. Maybe you get the edge to edge, maybe you don't. Yeah, I don't hate it. Again, it's a setup you can watch, you can take action on. There's clearly something to do here. Maybe eventually, compare this to crypto. Not so sure. The lack of derivatives on XMR means it's less volatile, manipulatable. I mean, I guess. ON. Yeah. Again, like there's some stuff, right? There's some stuff you can do that's not crypto. What about SMCI? Yikes. It's basically MSTR, you know? Woof. Dell was another one that was sort of tracking with ETH. That looks like a giant head and shoulders to me, so that's a no for me, dog. Yeah, EVAV is no longer Etsy. This was one, I think I actually did try to trade this. It just failed basically immediately, so I haven't revisited. I got nothing to say there. Peloton's another one, similar boat. I like alerts at like 8:30. Yeah, you know, this could play out as like Zoom, like Hood, like all the others, regardless of what the company is, what they do, blah blah blah. Like life will find a way. The technicals will find a way if they are still there, in my opinion. Still setting up. What's the other one? Maybe PayPal? Yeah, PayPal, not where you want it to be. Square, XYZ, same deal. Just not there. Not there. Yeah, mRNA, someone else brought that up earlier. I think it looks fine. Interesting. I'm gonna give myself a little notation on that one. I like it. I like it's like Stellantis, you know. I'm a sucker for a multi-month downtrend into a multi-month consolidation. I like it. XMR BTC. You know, it's like, so if BTC looked like it was headed into the cloud, looked like it was ready to break out, looked like there was anything to do here, it'd be a different story. But you've got bear flag versus ascending triangle. I think you just have to wait. Unfortunately, and the trend is your friend, and the trend is currently not bullish, so not good. Yeah, backed. I blame Matt for my losses on that one. Still holding it. What a chart that is. Let's get what's his name on the horn? the guy who pumped this. I forget his name. Anyway, it's down 75% in a month, 2 months. Not good. Not good, chat. Lift, yeah, Head and Shoulders. Briefly looked at that earlier. Even though it's not, maybe it's not a perfect inverted Head and Shoulders, but I'm not adding here. Definitely have alerts. I'll add another alert up here, but yeah, you got to be careful when a consolidation happens for 4 years and then immediately you get a reversal pattern after breaking out. Not great. Mike Alfred, thank you. Yeah, not great. Not great. Maybe I just don't see the vision with backed. XMR BTC. Any last requests before we get out of here? There's kind of just not much going on. IMO. Yeah, you got a little inverted head and shoulders action there. It looks good. The other thing about XMR, again, the XMR people always get angry when I tell them the truth. XMR is typically not correlated with BTC. So if BTC is bearish, that's good for XMR. Think of it as like a hedge against your BTC position if you have one. You know, pull up the correlation matrix and take a look, but it typically goes in the opposite direction. Lunar. Path assist. Lunar. Did we look at this one already? Kind of looks like, I think we did. A little megaphone action. I hate trading megaphone. Hate it. I'm with you though. I like the setup. I just hate the fact that it's a megaphone. Path. What do we got back here? Okay. And if you're patient, it's another attempt. You know, this last breakout in 22 failed. If you're patient, I don't hate it. And then assist, strive. Yeah, with the DAT stuff, I don't know, man. I don't know. Metaplanet the other day looked really good. I think if there's anyone that's going to move first on the Bitcoin side, I think it's going to be Metaplanet. Just because of the technicals. I think you trade this like anything else. Inverted head and shoulders, cloud edge to edge. I like entries at like 480 in 2026. You know, I just think you're patient. Ideally, you get this, right? You get this. And that's your entry right here. 2026, bottom of the cloud. And for whatever reason, this thing takes off. I don't know why it would, but you don't have to guess. Just watch the chart. And BMNR had been looking okay. Really has never been above the 4-hour cloud since the initial move. I don't know. Again, like, I think the Porsche 911. I think that's the chart of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Outside of Zoom, Rivian. That's a good looking chart right there. Good looking chart. We're buying Porsches. LVMH. All right, let's take a look at some other luxury. LVMH. No, that can't be the right one. Nope. Which exchange is this? I mean, I know what it is, obviously, but I don't know. There's something. Yeah. Kind of a mess on the weekly, but it's trying. Again, this is not crypto. Clearly, it is fighting to get back bullish, whereas crypto's just dying and bearish. SWGAY. Swatch. Euro Paris, says Matt. Also not terrible. Also not terrible. So maybe you go Europe. Maybe you go overseas, international. I don't know anybody who's excited to buy QQQ up here. Like it looks fine. Don't get me wrong. It's just, you know, it's up. It's up a lot in a short period of time. SPY also looks fine. I don't think this is bearish. I just think your money's better elsewhere. We talked about IWM. That's an option. Small caps an option. Some other, what about the Dow? I don't know. Not that Dow. Dow. Am I dumb? Why can't I find it? DJI, there it is. Yeah, even there. I don't know. I like some narrow sector specific ETFs. I don't like broad ETFs here. I like individual names here. I do not like crypto here. Maybe some international stuff that just isn't on my radar. ETC. Do people still trade that? Motorola. Oh my God. No. Please, dear God, no. Get that off my screen. ETC also. You know how to pick them. Zabzek, you really know how to pick them. Not good. You know, again, I don't want to see the Mack truck coming at me as I'm crossing the street. This is a pretty significant Mack truck right now. Head and shoulders at the bottom. I don't even care if it plays out or not. I just don't need to. I don't need to be here to find out, and I won't be. That's ugly. That's real ugly. Not something I'd play around with. All right, that's all I got for this one. Give me a like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Throw some comments in the box for me for the algo. Fight off the bots. He's a knife collector. You're more like a knife block. You just got knives stuck in your back. That's what you got. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.